All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. So, recently, Chatri Sityodtong, the CEO of ONE Championship, he did like a Q&A on Facebook in Thai, and then he talked about some things on there that he was later able to confirm to Nick Atkin over there at South China Morning Post. And one of the biggest takeaway regarding this channel is that having spoken to Angela Lee, she is highly likely to retire. She lost her sister back in December, 18-year-old Victoria, and I guess she doesn't even train anymore. She's just, I don't know what she's going to do with her life now, but you get the gist that her heart's not in it. Like, her heart's not in it. She's not training. She's not really working out. It's very unlikely that she comes back to the sport. So, she hasn't made it official yet, but it seems like it's all but official. And her head coach and trainer is her dad, and her dad closed, the family gym, United MMA, and he's retired from teaching martial arts. And that's a real shame that a good gym like that that has produced several pros is gone. But I get it. A family tragedy like that changes everything in your lives. And from the rumors that I've seen circulating online, I definitely understand, why, I think his name's Ken, why Ken would want to retire and shut down the gym. And I'm not going to go into details because it's just rumors and I don't get into that. But the more I hear and the more that comes out from the Lees, it seems the more that those rumors do hold true. And I get it why, the family's just moving away from the sport. And it all boils down to Victoria's death. So it's a sad tale. One thing Chatri said is that, yes, it is now confirmed that Stamp Fairtex and Seo Hee will be facing each other for, I'm guessing, the interim Atomweight One World Championship title. That's going to be at ONE Fight Night 13 on August 4th. It's in Bangkok, Thailand. The other fight, there's one other title fight on that card. It is Alazov versus Gregorian. I think that's a kickboxing fight. Let me check here real quick. Yeah, that's the Featherweight Kickboxing World Championship. They haven't officially announced this bout yet, but that's coming from Chatri himself, so it should just be a matter of time before it gets made. This is going to be a good fight. This is a fight that people had voted on back during the Atomweight Grand Prix, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. I think Ham injured her hand, dropped out of the Grand Prix, and Stamp ended up facing, was it Julie Meza Barba? I think, I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, the fight never got to happen, even though that's what people wanted to see. This is good. This is, I believe, the number 1 and number 2 ranked fighters. So this is the best result we can get with Angela basically being sidelined indefinitely, or sidelining herself indefinitely. So this should be a great fight. I'm very much looking forward to it. If you are a striking fan, this is the fight you want to watch. Let's go into the stats here real quick on this one. So Stamp coming in at 10-2, Ham coming in at 26-8. Obviously, the MMA experience favors Ham. Let's see. Stamp coming in off of the KO win over Elise Anderson back in May at 1 Fight Night 10. Ham's coming in off a decision win over Itsuki Hirata at 1 Fight Night 8 back in March. Stamp is the younger fighter, 25 to 36, so an 11-year age difference. They're the same height at 5 feet 2 inches. Looks like Ham's 1 centimeter taller at 158 to 157 for Stamp. Looks like Stamp has ever so slight reach advantage at 63 inches, 160 centimeters to 62 inches, 157 centimeters for Ham. So stats, most of them are pretty similar. The biggest ones are the age and the experience difference. With Ham clearly having the experience differential in MMA. But got to remember, Stamp has been fighting since she was 5. So, in Muay Thai. Now, I've been thinking about this fight, and man, there is so much tape to study on this one. Like, every single one of Stamp's fights are available, easily available on YouTube. And a lot of Ham's fights are too. A lot of them. Not all of them, nowhere near all of them. But there's a good number. Certainly the last 10 years worth at least. So both fighters should have studied each other very well coming into this fight. Both fighters should know each other's habits. Ham is definitely a far more habitual fighter than Stamp is. I mean, Stamp will just throw something out of nowhere, whereas Ham, you know what she's going to do. She's looking to set up the big left hand. She's a kickboxer, but she's way more heavy-handed than she is with her kicks. On the ground, I think it's about even. I mean, Stamp is very, very fast in transitions. But, I mean, when was the last time Ham got submitted? It's been probably over a decade at this point. So, last time she lost via submission, I can't even tell. It was in the 2000s. So, yeah, it's been over a decade and a half since the last time she got submitted. So I don't see Stamp getting a submission on her. I could see either fighter knocking the other out. Both are good finishers. Ham's been on a decision streak since coming to ONE, which definitely does not favor her in this one. What else was I going to say? I think whichever fighter is moving forward is going to have an easier time. Both like to move forward. For Ham, she's like a pressure counter fighter. She pressures forward, she moves forward, pressures her opponent to strike, and then she'll counter. But she's also looking to make openings for the left hand. For Stamp, she definitely does better on the front foot, and when she's the aggressor than she does on the back foot. Jean Radzuan had some early success against her by moving forward, and Elise Anderson had some surprising success when she was able to move forward on Stamp. So Stamp doesn't do nearly as good on the back foot as she does when she's moving forward. She's not a counter fighter. So I think the forward momentum, whoever is the fighter moving forward, is going to be at the advantage here. One thing I think it should be brought up, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but the fight is in Thailand. Stamp's home country. It's going to be at Lumpini Stadium, which is a Muay Thai stadium. Stamp's the local favorite. Ham's going to have a very difficult time winning a decision here. Big moments are going to matter in this fight, and Ham needs to make those big moments. Stamp pulls them out of her out of her hat, you know. It's like a magician pulling something out of her hat or out of her sleeve. She just creates those big moments with big kicks or big elbows. Ham's less like that. She's more of a tactician usually. I mean, that's not to say that she won't seize on big moments when she has them, but she doesn't make them. Like, she doesn't force them, where Stamp does. So that's going to be something to think about in Stamp's favor. I'm not making a pick just yet here on this one. I got to set aside my bias because Ham's, like, I'll admit it, Ham is my favorite fighter. But she's going to have a very hard time with this one. This is going to be a very, very good fight. I think a lot of the truly hardcore fans are going to be favoring Ham in this one. The casuals, the more, the people that haven't been around for a long time in the sport, that haven't seen, Ham's progress through it, are going to favor Stamp. I think both are going to have good points to make for who will win. I'm just very looking forward to a great fight. I think there's very, very little chance of this being a boring fight. This is going to be absolute fireworks, and the winner will walk out with a big, shiny gold belt. An enormous, shiny gold belt. So those are my initial thoughts here. We're getting Angela Lee, most likely retired now, and we're getting Stamp versus Ham at ONE Fight Night 13, August 4th in Bangkok. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. If you like the vid, please give it a like, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to Wmma now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.